This is a video I wanted to do for the longest time, and obviously by the title, it's about the elves and the return of Patri. And
8 hours later.
Black Clover chapter 264, the fan translations are finally out, and man, this chapter, the dialogue of it was intense. And mainly the sole purpose of that reason is because of Yuno. Yuno went off this chapter and man, I loved it. But not only that, this chapter, the way it ended, it was a huge reveal, and obviously if you follow this channel, you'll see my last video. Theories have been confirmed, so let's not even waste any more time. Let's get right into the chapter. Black Clover chapter 264, the best attitude. So this chapter begins with Nock continuing on and explaining his strategy on how they're going to invade the Spade Kingdom. He states that with this type of magic, they can infiltrate the Spade Kingdom without getting caught. And then they will strike the Spade Kingdom and the Dark Triad members one by one. Which is, that's not an easy task, because given the fact that attacking these three guys one by one can go as planned, the chances of that happening as planned are very slim. He then starts to explain each of the Dark Triad members' magic one by one. Dante with his gravity and body magic, Vanica with her curse warding and blood magic, and Xenon with his bone magic and spatial magic, which seems like the proper term for his magic because we see him use spatial, but when an official release comes out, it may be a different name. When Yuno hears the name Xenon in the description of him, he gets very angry, which is very understandable because the guy is still suffering from PTSD because of how that situation went down. However, Nock explains that with his shadow magic, he just can't take a lot of people, so he needs to properly select the people with the highest possibility to defeat a devil. And Jack just blurts out saying, it's obvious, you should bring the captains, which is something that is very plausible. I think bringing the captains is a good, chance of defeating the devils if they have that capability. That's the safest route they can take. But Yuno stands up and says, bring me with you. I know that I am shameless, but I beg you. Which, Yuno needs to redeem himself because after what had happened during the Golden Dawn and versus Xenon and the Dark Disciples, he took an L and he wants to redeem himself. He wants that revenge because he doesn't like the situation that he was in during that time. And it's completely understandable because if I was Yuno, I would want to redeem myself as well. So I love the fact that he spoke out here, but Jack disagrees. He's saying like, why would they bring someone who already lost once? You're a fool. And Fagolian, he sort of agrees with Jack, not in that sort of way, but in a nice way. He tells Yuno that I understand where you're coming from, but protecting the country and the kingdom is also a duty, which is true because you're going to need people to stay in the Clover Kingdom to protect it while the other Elite Fours go and invade the Spade Kingdom. But Nock tells Yuno saying that I would like to ask you something. There is a resident from the Spade Kingdom who is going against the Dark Triad. A few days ago, one of them came to the Clover Kingdom secretly. You are protecting him, right? Which he is talking about Ralph, and we seen Ralph show up in Hodge Village and tell everything about the Spade Kingdom and also his history. But it does boggles my mind that how did Nock even know about this? And you know what? He probably know because when Nock was spying in the Spade Kingdom, he probably knew that there was a resistance team or select people that were going against the Dark Triad, and he probably knew one of them escaped. That probably makes the most sense. But he asked another question. He said, what is your true identity? The entire room gets silent, and Yuno tells them that I guess I am a prince of the Spade Kingdom. And everyone loses their minds, especially Asa's. Asa's reaction when he heard about this, it was so hilarious. But for me personally, when I read this part of the chapter, I got hyped because I was so happy that Yuno let everyone know. I was thinking that maybe Yuno will keep this a secret until the end of the arc, or maybe someone will reveal it soon. But for him to reveal it in front of all the captains, that was an amazing moment for me in this chapter. Yuno then explains the entire story of why there was treason against the Spade Kingdom, against the royals, and they made him flee to the Clover Kingdom. And Nozel starts to put two and two together. He's like, it makes sense why you are royal. You have high mana. He's realizing why Yuno is special. And we knew since the beginning of the Black Clover story, Yuno's mana level always been mad high, on par with royals, even greater. Yuno then confirms to Nox, saying that yes, the person that came to me is from the Spade Kingdom, and he knows the info about the enemies and also about the inner parts of the castle. But Jack, he's not buying it. Jack's like, that's another reason why you can't go with us. You could be a spy, or that guy that showed up, Ralph, could be a spy as well. Which, you know, Jack has a reason to feel that way, because you never know. This is a huge info dump that, you know, Ralph is there from the Spade Kingdom, you know, being a prince. You know, the way they reacting to this is very realistic, and I love the way that Tabata is writing this, because Jack, he has no filter, but you need someone like this in your squad. You need someone like this in your military. Yuno then responds to Jack, saying that it would be meaningless if I can't be the one to save him. It's not only me, but even after the elf incident, you guys have distrust against William. William didn't choose a human or elf, and because of this is why he is fighting seriously as a Magic Knight captain. After I lost against Xenon, there is this thing that I remember slowly before getting unconscious, and it was the battle of William and Xenon. And you see this intense battle of William fighting Xenon while protecting the other Golden Dawn members. Now, I am happy that this has been revealed, because one of my biggest gripe of this arc is we didn't see a William battle. And I'm glad that now we get the full context of it, because we didn't know what happened during that battle. We thought that William just got one-shotted, low diff, Xenon didn't have to transform, but we see that Xenon had to transform, and it seems like he was beyond 55% fighting William, because the marks that he have on his face, his curse mark, when he fought Yuno, when he fought William, the mark is much bigger. So it's possible that he probably was at 60 to 65% fighting William, but who knows if he went fully maxed out, but I doubt it, because he wouldn't need it, because William was protecting the Golden Dawn members. And we get some dialogue between William and Xenon. He states that to focus on the fight, you should cut the burden, but because you don't, this is why you will lose. So he's telling William that you might have a better chance fighting me if you didn't have to protect everyone, which, you know, everyone thought that William was just one of the weakest captains, but this shows that he is extremely strong. But William, he's like, no, I made them walk in the way of hardship, and they still continue to move forward. The Golden Dawn is my pride and dream. And I think we may have underestimated William. I think we underestimated his power and his magic. And you know what? I'm going to say that for a whole different video, because I think he is truly underrated. And this chapter shows that you need to stop sleeping on William. Yuno then goes on to say that our captain fought and got caught while protecting us. Even though you guys still see him as a betrayer because he turned his back on the Clover Kingdom once, William is the most reliable and kind person than anyone else when we see him. Xenon came to kill the entire Golden Dawn squad, but we were not wiped out. We are still alive because of Captain William. The Golden Dawn is still the strongest squad in the Clover Kingdom. And man, even though that last quote that he said is cap, even though the Black Bulls is technically the strongest squad, but you know, in reality, the Clover Kingdom, the way they see it, the Golden Dawn is in first place, the Black Bulls was in second, so he is technically right. But I love the passion, because out of the whole entire Dark Triad battles, the Golden Dawn went through the worst situations. Their entire squad, 50% of them died, and they all would have died if it wasn't for William. So he has so much passion in what he's saying, his face, and you see that his mana start to rise. He states that he's going to prove that, and he's going to save Captain Vengeance. And when his mana starts to rise, you know, Jack, he's not shook, but he's very stunned and surprised by it. He's like, this mana, what is this? This bastard is spilling out nonsense, enough already. And Belle tells Jack to shut up. She's saying that I'm building up the mana right now to beat that bone bastard. Yuno won't lose this time. And what's funny is that Jack actually shut up after that. But what I find interesting in that moment is that Yuno is right there training and building his mana while they're in a captain's meeting. So he's ready to go. And Nock, he agrees. He backs down. He's saying that I guess there's no chance of winning. I don't hate a person like you. So Yuno is going to be able to be in this elite force that's going to invade the Spade Kingdom. And honestly, he's happy hearing this, because he's like, you know what? Yuno, even though he's a prince of the Spade Kingdom or vice captain of the Golden Dawn, Yuno is Yuno. So Nock then tells everyone that they will be leaving in the morning in 2 days, so everyone has to get prepared. Asta and Yuno, they finally face to face and saying that let's go save the two captains. So I do love this determined look on Yuno's face, but honestly, he's just smiling as always. But I do hope that their relationship isn't tainted, because I hope that Yuno is still Yuno. Because not once since this captain's meeting happened, Yuno hasn't said a word to Asta. He hasn't even smiled at him. So I am curious to see how their friendship will play out during this war, because it could be different after this, but who knows? Fuegoleon then says that he would like to make a request to talk with the people in the Heart Kingdom, but Charlotte tells Fuegoleon that she lost contact with the people in the Heart Kingdom since yesterday. But Noct tells everyone that all of the Dark Triad members were absent and out of their castles yesterday, and probably Vannaka attacked the Heart Kingdom. And it's about time someone brought up the Heart Kingdom, because I noticed that every chapter review I upload and someone in the comment section will mention that, okay, what about the Heart Kingdom? When they gonna talk about it? When are you gonna make a video about it? And if you guys already know, follow my channel and see my playlist. I made so many Heart Kingdom videos. It's only so much I can make at the moment. But now we got more clues and more evidence of what happened. Because last time we seen the Heart Kingdom, they got nuked. You know, the whole place got nuked. So we wanted to know if anyone survived, which more than likely they did. But we see at the end of this chapter, Noelle is waking up. And she wakes up to the 4 elves: Patri, Raya, Vetso, and Elfana. And when I seen this, man, I lost my mind. When I seen the spoiler leaks, I lost my mind. The only reason I seen the spoiler leaks before I actually did this review video, because when the leaks had happened, I woke up around like 11 at night to nothing but messages from all my guys in Discord or Twitter and YouTube as well, asking me the question, how did you know, or you got it right, the elves actually showed up right after your video. And guys, that is probably the most, like, I had 3 videos that came true, but this one in particular was just something special because literally 8 hours later, it happened. I didn't expect it to happen literally the next chapter. Trust me, guys, I didn't. But for it to happen that fast, that was insane. But regardless, this is a W for the entire community because this was an amazing chapter. This one was a 10 out of 10 for me. And the biggest question that we got left with in this chapter, why did the elves show up in the Heart Kingdom? Why were they there? And I might say that for a different video. So if you guys enjoyed this review, make sure to leave a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe with notification bells on. Comment below and tell me your thoughts about this chapter, what you think about it. And also let me know if you guys like this style of reviews, because I changed the editing style for the reviews. I went crazy in the editing with videos, and I'm going to continue that moving forward because I know most of you guys like to watch my videos, but some of you just listen just because of my voice. Yes, I know, I see it all the time, but I try to make it visually pleasing for you guys as well. So yeah, I'm addressing the elephant in the room. You guys comment that on every single video. So anyways, you guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves, and I'm out.